You're watching President's Athletic Conference softball on the PAC Digital Network, pacathletics.org/watch. I'm Nicholas Callas. This is game 2 of a 2-game set today between Westminster and Waynesburg in softball. Westminster won game 1 by a score of 8-1. Westminster has won all 3 games of the season series this year against Waynesburg. Westminster is still the second-place team in the PAC, and Waynesburg still remains 9th of 10 teams. First pitch misses outside. It's Brooke Atkins, who's playing center field and batting leadoff for Westminster in this game. She also did last game. She got a few hits in that game. That pitch misses too high. Counts 2-0. Officially, last game, Atkins went 3 for 4. Swing and a miss on that attempted slap hit. The count's now 2-1. Reagan Benschoter played in the outfield last game. She's now playing third base and playing in, as is Ella Brookman, the first baseman who's playing in front of the first base bag. That pitch just misses outside, and a hitter's count now on Brooke Atkins. It's 3-1. On the ground, third base, Benschoter throws to Brookman and gets the out. So Brooke Atkins grounds out the third for the first out at the top of the first inning, and here's the starting lineup for Westminster. Batting first, playing center field, Brooke Atkins. Batting second, playing shortstop, Lexi Yates. Batting third, playing first base, Haley Betalota. Batting fourth, playing third base, Mackenzie Lattess. That pitch called a strike on Lexi Yates. Batting fifth, the designated player, Leah Pancake. Batting sixth, the catcher, Riley Lewis. Batting seventh and pitching, Liz Malsack. Batting eighth, playing right field, Jasmine Woodings. Batting ninth, playing left field, Ashley Wire. And playing in the field but not batting, playing second base, Mia Greco. Lauren Lober is the one that just made that play, so that's a 4-3 putout for the second out of this top of the first inning. And here comes the number 3 hitter for Westminster, Haley Betalota. He swings and fouls that pitch back for strike 1. Betalota in the first game had the only extra base hit for Westminster. She had a triple that scored a couple runs in the 6th inning of the first game. But in total, she went 1 for 4 as the number 3 hitter of that game. That one fouled off. Counts 1-1. That one outside. And I correct myself, the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes on Haley Betalota. On the ground at foul into the Westminster dugout. The count is still 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. No score this game in its origins. Westminster and Waynesburg playing softball, game 2 of a 2-game set. Too high, now the count even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. I want to correct myself again, the count is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. A couple of mistakes made there on the count, but the count is full, it's 3-2. And that one popped into the air, left side of the infield. And that's caught at third base by Reagan Benschoter. And that ends the top of the first inning. So for Westminster, no runs on no hits, and no runners left on base. After a half inning, no score between Westminster and Waynesburg. You're watching President's Athletic Conference President's Athletic Conference softball on the PAC Digital Network. You're watching President's Athletic Conference softball on the PAC Digital Network. I'm Nicholas Callas. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. Westminster won the first, and the second game has just begun. Westminster went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. Now Waynesburg will get an opportunity to bat in the bottom of the first. Waynesburg scored 1 run after Westminster committed 4 errors in the 6th inning of Game 1 for their only run of the series against Westminster. Hannah Batovsky comes to the plate. She bats to lead off Waynesburg's bottom of the 1st inning. Batovsky started the first game in left field. Now she starts this game in center, but still in the leadoff position. She takes in the dirt, ball 1. In the first game, Batovsky went 0 for 3 at the top of the order. That one just a bit low, counts 2-0 on Batovsky, one of 3 seniors on this Waynesburg team. All 3 seniors starting this game for Waynesburg. Grounded to third. Played by Latesse, who throws to first for the out. And with that, here is the starting lineup for Waynesburg. Batting first, playing center field, Hannah Batovsky. Batting second, playing catcher, Bryn Hunter. Batting third, playing third base, Reagan Benschoter. Batting fourth, the right fielder, Kayla Alderson. Batting fifth, playing left field, Emma Bliss. As that one's hit in the air. Shortstop, Lexi Yates, able to make the catch for out number 2. To finish out the order, batting 6th, playing first base, Ella Brookman. Batting 7th, the designated player, Sydney Snee. Batting 8th, playing second base, Lauren Lober. Batting 9th and doing the pitching, Emma Kubalak. And the designated fielder of this game, the flex player at shortstop, is Kara May. First pitch misses to Reagan Benschoter, the number 3 hitter in the order. Benschoter batting third and playing at third base. She hits that one fair down the third base line. The throw in is a good one, but just a bit late on the tag. Throw in from Ashley Wire was strong, but the tag applied by Mia Greco is just a bit late. And Reagan Benschoter is in with a 2-out double. I'll bring up the cleanup hitter and right fielder for Waynesburg, Kayla Alderson. Alderson takes a strike, count is 0-1. The 3 seniors starting on this Waynesburg team, Hannah Batovsky, Kayla Alderson, and Emma Kubalak. That one just a bit low, counts 1-1, and there are only 3 seniors on this softball team, all of them starting this second game. In Game 1, Kayla Alderson was the designated player. She reached on an error once, but went 0 for 3 officially. Reagan Benschoter rounds third. Reagan Benschoter coming home. The throw is lost by the pitcher for Westminster, Elizabeth Malsack. Got away, allowing Kayla Alderson to take an extra base. So that'll go down as a single. And then an advancement on the errant throw. Reagan Benschoter on the play, advances from second to home, scoring the first run of the game. Waynesburg out to an early 1-0 lead with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. That one gets away from the catcher, Riley Lewis. And now Kayla Alderson advances to third on what will be ruled a wild pitch. So Malsack pitching for Westminster. Kayla Alderson on third base, and Emma Bliss the one at the plate for Waynesburg. She takes a strike, counts 1-1. Emma Bliss started at first base last game, and this game she's starting in left field, still batting 5th. Chopped on the ground toward the middle, past Yates at shortstop for a base hit. Kayla Alderson scores from third base, and Emma Bliss is aboard at first with a run-scoring single. And Waynesburg now leads Westminster. It's 2-0. 2 outs still in the bottom of the first. And here comes Ella Brookman to the plate. Brookman pitched Game 1. Still in the lineup in the second game, playing first base. That pitch misses outside, counts 1-0. For the most part, the top of each team's lineup is pretty similar. That one gets away from Lewis, and down to second goes Emma Bliss. Because of that wild pitch, now both runs given up by Malsack count as earned. Swinging a ground ball left side, diving attempt to stop the ball. Emma Bliss stops at third base. Emma Bliss stops at third. Ella Brookman reaches on a base hit. Good effort by third baseman Mackenzie Lattès to stop that ball. Kept it on the infield. The runner still reaches, so it's Emma Bliss on third base, Ella Brookman on first. 2 outs, bottom of the first inning. Waynesburg already up by 2. Riley Lewis had a couple balls get by her. She's the catcher of Westminster, which allowed runners to advance. They're counted as wild pitches. Lewis just couldn't get a handle on them and block them. Here comes the number 7 hitter in Waynesburg's order. It's Sydney Sine. Line drive over the head of the first baseman into right field for a base hit. 1 run will score. The throw to first base not in time. The attempted force out unsuccessful. Strong throw in from Jasmine Woodings. But Sydney Sine reaches with a single. Scoring from third on the play, Emma Bliss. Advancing from first to second, Ella Brookman, and aboard with an RBI single, Sydney Sine. The score now 3-0. Waynesburg's offense prominent in this first inning. 2 quick outs, but a 2-out rally. 5 straight hits for Waynesburg have yielded 3 runs. Swinging a foul tip for strike 1. Lauren Lober, the 8th hitter of the inning, to bat for Waynesburg. No ball, 1 strike pitch. Check swing. And the appeal unsuccessful, so the check swing successful by Lauren Lober. Count even 1-1. 3 earned runs given up in this bottom of the first inning by Liz Malsack, Westminster's pitcher. That one in the dirt. Squirts away from Riley Lewis. She collects it though, throws to third, but it's not in time. So both runners move up on a wild pitch. Ella Brookman advances from second to third. Sydney Sine advances from first to second. So now both runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Lauren Lober ahead in the count, 2-1. That one caught a strike over the outside edge, and now the count is even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs, 3 runs in for Waynesburg. 5 straight hits with 2 outs have brought home 3 runs. Line into right field. Woodings able to reel the ball in. She had to jump and make an adjustment. But she's able to come down with the softball and put an end to Waynesburg's rally. For Waynesburg, 3 runs scored on 5 hits. There was 1 error in the inning and 2 runners left on base. After 1 full inning, it's Waynesburg 3, Westminster 0. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. I'm Nicholas Callas, and the web address for this site, pacathletics.org/watch. You can find many streams of sports going on around the President's Athletic Conference on pacathletics.org/watch. And if you want to find out information on any sport in the President's Athletic Conference this season or any season in history, or any upcoming season for that matter, you can go to pacathletics.org and find the many sports that the President's Athletic Conference manages. Strike 2 called there on Mackenzie Lattès, the cleanup hitter of Westminster. Westminster went down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. So their 4, 5, 6 hitters are due up to bat in this half inning. Grounded to short, Kara May plays and throws to Ella Brookman for the out. Mackenzie Lattès set down quickly to start The top of the second inning. I'll bring up Leah Pancake, who started game one at the catching position, and in this game she's now the designated player. She was also the cleanup hitter in game one, but now batting fifth here in game two. First pitch inside for a ball, counts 1-0. Leah Pancake in game one walked and came around to score. She also had a single, went 1 for 2 officially with a walk, and she reached on a hit by pitch. Counts even 1-1 with 1 out. Top of the second inning. Waynesburg leads this game by 3. Swing and a miss. Chase the low pitch. Emma Kubalak doing the pitching for Waynesburg. Set Westminster down 1-2-3 in the top of the first inning. And got Lattès out to start this second. That pitch misses up high. Now a 2-2 count on Leah Pancake. Even count, 2-2 pitch coming from Kubalak. Pop up on the infield. Lauren Lober calls for it, the second baseman, and Lauren Lober makes the catch. So 2 outs, top of the second inning, and that'll bring up Riley Lewis, who was the designated player in game one and is now doing the catching here in game two. Riley Lewis in game one singled and reached on a fielder's choice in 4 at-bats. That's just a bit outside, counts 1-0. Ground ball toward third, played by Reagan Benschoter. The ball is fair. Benschoter throws over to Brookman to get the out. 6 straight Westminster batters set down to begin the ball game. No runs for Westminster on no hits, no errors, and no runners left on base through 1.5 innings. It's Waynesburg 3, Westminster 0. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. I'm Nicholas Callas. Waynesburg had 8 batters come to the plate in inning number 1, so their 9-1-2 hitters are scheduled to bat in this bottom of the second inning. Emma Kubalak, Hannah Batovsky, and Bryn Hunter. A substitution for Westminster, moving from DP to catcher, is Leah Pancake, and Riley Lewis, who caught the first inning, is now the designated player. No ball, 1 strike count on Kubalak. Malsak's pitch is called a strike, counts 0-2. Liz Malsak pitching for Westminster. She's a freshman from Grove City, Pennsylvania. Which isn't too far from Grove City. It's around about an hour or so north of Pittsburgh on the western side of the state. That ball fouled off. The count's still 1-2 on Emma Kubalak, Waynesburg's starting pitcher. One ball, 2 strike pitch. Kubalak, the leadoff hitter of this half inning. Just a bit low and inside. Couldn't catch the corner. Counts 2-2. Fouled back toward the screen. Count still even, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Waynesburg got 3 runs in the first inning, thanks to 5 2-out base hits, 1 double, 4 singles. Swinging a ground ball foul. The count still even, 2-2 on Emma Kubalak. All 3 runs that Waynesburg scored were charged to Liz Malsak. Swing and a miss. Emma Kubalak down swinging for out number 1. And with that first out, here's the starting defense for Westminster. Doing the catching, Leah Pancake at first, Haley Betalota at second base, Mia Greco at third base, Mackenzie Lattès playing shortstop, Lexi Yates in left field, Ashley Wire in center field, Brooke Atkins, and in right field, Jasmine Woodings. Ground ball to second. And Hannah Batovsky is safe at first base. It's a bit of an errant throw by second baseman Mia Greco.
Catcher number 42, Bryn Hunter.
So that'll go down as a throwing error on second baseman Mia Greco, which allowed Hannah Batovsky to reach. So Batovsky on first with one out, and here comes the number 2 hitter for Waynesburg, Bryn Hunter. Fly ball right center field, and a bit of a miscommunication out in right center field. Both Jasmine Woodings, the right fielder, and Brooke Atkins, the center fielder, seemed to call for that. But Brooke Atkins able to haul the ball in and record Bryn Hunter out. So now 2 outs. Hannah Batovsky still on first base. And here's Reagan Benschoter. Benschoter hit a double and came around to score back in the first inning. Benschoter's the one that started the 2-out rally for Waynesburg with that double. And her double was followed by 4 singles and 2 runs. 1 ball, no strike count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch. Counts even 1-1. Liz Malsack responsible for all 3 runs given up, all 3 earned. After the first inning, 3 runs given up on 5 hits. And 1 strikeout for Malsack in 1 2/3 innings pitch now. That one fouled off the count, now 1-2. Malsack hasn't walked a batter yet. So throwing strikes. Waynesburg was just on point with offense in that bottom of the first inning. One-two pitch. Outside, runner goes from first. And Yates could not haul the ball in. The throw from Leah Pancake was strong, but Alexi Yates couldn't field it. It got into center field. Relayed in quickly, but Hannah Batovsky advances to second on a stolen base. So now Batovsky in scoring position with Waynesburg's 3 hitter at the plate, Reagan Benschoter. 2 ball, 2 strike count. That ball fouled off. Count remains even 2-2 with 2 outs. Waynesburg leading this game by 3 in the bottom of the second inning. Westminster won the first game 8-1. These two also played each other back on March the 23rd. Westminster shut out Waynesburg in both of those games. The first one 13-0 was the final. The second one 8-0. Now Waynesburg leading this game early. That pitch misses outside. Count now full 3-2. Westminster second in the PAC right now with a 10-2 PAC record. Waynesburg is 3-9 as listed in the standings and is in 9th place of 10 teams. That's ball 4. First walk issued by Liz Malsack in this game through just about 2 innings on the mound. That puts runners on first and second with 2 outs. And here's the cleanup hitter, Kayla Alderson. Alderson reached on a single in her first at-bat of the game. Pitch called a strike, counts 0-1. On the ground, third base side. Played at third base by Lattès, who throws to first. Kayla Alderson out to end the second inning. For Waynesburg, no runs scored on no hits. Westminster committed an error. There was 1 walk in the inning and 2 runners left on base. After 2 full innings, Waynesburg leads Westminster 3-0. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. So there's Liz Malsack now. 7, 8, 9 due up for Westminster in this top of the 3rd inning. Westminster yet to get a hit off of Emma Kublak, and there's some defensive substitutions for Waynesburg that we'll go over now. Kayla Alderson got taken out of the game for Emily Schaefer. That one in the air. Lauren Lober keeps it in front of her but can't corral it, so Liz Malsack reaches base. Scoring decision still pending on that. And the official score is a hit for that, so first hit given up by Emma Kubalak is in the third inning. Liz Malsack is on first. Bunt down the third base line, played by Ben Schroeder, who throws over the head of Lauren Lober. That'll get into right field, played by the right fielder who gets it in quickly. So that's an errant throw. Jasmine Woodings reaches on an errant throw by Reagan Benschoter. Jasmine Woodings now on second, Liz Malsack on third, still nobody out. And here's Ashley Wire. But Kayla Alderson taken out of the game. Emily Schaefer into the game to play center field. Emma Bliss went from left field to right field, and in left field now Hannah Batovsky. So Kayla Alderson is out of the lineup as of right now, and Emily Schaefer enters as the hitter batting fourth in Waynesburg's lineup. Chopper on the ground, Lauren Lober looks back the runner, throws to Brookman, and gets the out. No advancement from either runner on base. One out. Liz Malsack still on third base. Jasmine Woodings still on second. Back to the top of the order for Brooke Atkins, who grounded out to third base in her first at bat. On the ground, sharply hit. Lauren Lober bobbles it at second base and cannot recover in time. So another error committed by Waynesburg's defense. That one on Lauren Lober allows a run to score. Liz Malsack scores. From third base, advancing from second to third, Jasmine Woodings. And aboard at first on the error, Brooke Atkins, who's also a stolen base threat. She stole a base in game one. Bunchone pulling back, throw from Brent Hunter goes to third. But back safely is Woodings, and getting the stolen base there is Brooke Atkins, which puts both runners in scoring position with one out. Score's now 3-1. Waynesburg still leading Westminster. Top of the third inning. One ball, no strike pitch is on the ground third base side, played by Ben Schroeder, who throws home, but the throw is errant. That allows Jasmine Woodings to score, and advancing to second on the play is Lexi Yates, who hit that ball. So Lexi Yates reaches on a fielder's choice and then advances to second on the errant throw by Reagan Benschoter. Jasmine Woodings scores thanks to the error by Benschoter. So that's 2 runs in the inning now for Westminster. It's now a 1-run ball game. And on that play, getting an advancement to third base on that fielder's choice, Brooke Atkins. So it's Brooke Atkins on third base, Lexi Yates on second, and ball one just thrown to Haley Betalota. Betalota takes ball 2. Emma Kubalak, the one pitching. Two ball, no strike count. Swinging a ground ball past Ben Schroeder at third for a base hit. 1 run comes around to score. Batovsky bobbles it in left field. So the second runner comes around to score. And now Westminster has taken the lead. It's 4-3 in the top of the third inning. Brooke Atkins scores from third base. Lexi Yates scores from second. Haley Betalota is on first base with a single. And again, Westminster leading this game now 4-3. Waynesburg scored 3 runs in the first inning. Neither team scored a run in the second. And Westminster in this top of the third has scored 4 runs to give them the lead. Waynesburg in this inning has committed a couple errors on defense. Now here's the cleanup hitter, Mackenzie Lattès, who swings and grounds that one to Reagan Benschoter. And that throw is over Lauren Lober's head at second into right field. So Haley Betalota advances to second on the errant throw by Reagan Benschoter and then advances to third. Mackenzie Lattès reaches on what scored a fielder's choice. So now Betalota is on third base. Latesse is on first. Still one out. And here's Leah Pancake, who flies that one out to right. Bliss is under it. Bliss makes the catch. Tagging from third and scoring is Betalota. And now Westminster leads by 2 runs. It's 5-3. 2 outs. That'll go down as a sacrifice fly for Leah Pancake. And now the 9th hitter of this half inning comes to the plate for Westminster. It's Riley Lewis. 3 errors have been committed by Waynesburg in this half inning, 2 of which were from Reagan Benschoter at third base. That ball's into left field, bobbled by Butovsky. Schaefer recovers it, though, throws it into third, and Benschoter picks it and holds it. That keeps Riley Lewis at 1 base. And advancing from first to third on the play is Mackenzie Latesse.
Pitcher number 14, Elizabeth Malsack.
And so with that, the 10th hitter of this half inning comes to the plate for Westminster, and that first pitch fouled off. Strike 1. Liz Malsack started this inning off with a single. She later scored. And she's getting her 2nd plate appearance of the inning in here. That one misses high, counts 1-1. All 9 batters have come to the plate for Westminster in this half inning. In the first 2 innings, Westminster went down 1-2-3, and now they've batted 10 in this half inning, and it won't stop yet. That one into left center field. Schaefer can't come up with it cleanly. It hits the wall. 1 run scored, 2nd runner being waved. The relay in from Kara May is in time. Tag applied to Riley Lewis. Lewis cut down trying to score on that play. So on that play, Mackenzie Latesse scores from second base. Riley Lewis thrown out trying to score from first. But Liz Malsack is credited with her 2nd single of the half inning. Westminster extends its lead 6-3 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd. But in that half inning, 10 batters came to the plate for Westminster. 6 of them scored. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. Waynesburg trails by 3. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. I'm Nicholas Callas. PACathletics.org/watch is the location of this game and several other streams in the President's Athletic Conference in many different sports. But this is softball. Waynesburg hosting Westminster, and Waynesburg trailing 6-3 coming into this bottom of the 3rd inning. 5-6-7 due up for Waynesburg in this half inning. Emma Bliss, Ella Brookman, and Sydney Sine. Bliss fouls that pitch off for strike 1. Bliss in the first inning singled and later came around to score. Waynesburg got 8 batters to the plate in the first inning, scored 3 of them, had the lead until the 3rd inning. Westminster in the top of the 3rd inning sent 10 batters to the plate and scored 6 of them. That one lined toward left field, and it goes foul. Ashley Wire made an effort to get that one, but couldn't get there in time before it dropped foul. So now the count is 0-2 on Emma Bliss. Waynesburg committed 3 errors in the top of the 3rd inning, and there were 4 hits given up. That one misses high, counts 1-2. Liz Malsack still pitching. Malsack helped herself out in that 3rd inning. She was the only one to bat twice in the top of the 3rd inning, and she got 2 singles and drove home a run. She also scored herself in her first at bat of that 3rd inning. 2-2 pitch on the ground, up the middle for a base hit. Emma Bliss gets that hit off of Liz Malsack, the pitcher. And the leadoff runner on for Waynesburg with nobody out.
17, Ella Brookman.
That'll bring up Waynesburg's number 6 hitter and first baseman Ella Brookman, who singled in her first at bat, which is back in the 1st inning. Liz Malsack now having a conversation with Leah Pancake, who came in to replace Riley Lewis at catcher after the 1st inning. Pancake's been the catcher from the 2nd inning up to this point. Liz Malsack's pitch is called a strike over the inside edge. Counts 0-1 on Ella Brookman. Brookman started game 1 on the mound for Waynesburg. Now she's starting this second game at first base. She's a 5'4" freshman from Washington, Pennsylvania. Went to Chartiers Houston High School. That pitch fouled off. Counts now 0 balls and 2 strikes. Brookman in the first game had 1 hit and 3 at-bats. She batted 5th in the first game. Now she's batting 6th in the second game. That pitch misses outside. Counts 1-2. Westminster won the first game by a score of 8-1, and they lead this game in the third 6-3. This is inning 3 of a 7-inning game. Counts even now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chopped on the ground towards short, played by Yates. Bobbled, though. She flips to second, however, and gets the out. Mia Greco is there to cover. And despite the bobble, Emma Bliss is forced out at second base. Reaching first on a fielder's choice, Ella Brookman. So Brookman is on first with 1 out. And here comes Sydney Sine, the designated player in the lineup for this second game. Batting 7th in the order. Strike 1 called there. Counts 0-1 on Sine. Liz Malsack doing the pitching. 3 runs given up to Waynesburg on 5 hits to this point. Chopped on the ground and foul. Counts 0-2. No ball, 2 strike count, 1 out. 3-run game. Bottom of the third inning. That pitch misses outside. Now the count is 1-2. Waynesburg scored 3 runs on 5 hits to this point. 3 runs on 6 hits, excuse me. Swing and a miss. Sydney Sine down on strikes for the second out of this bottom of the third inning. Westminster has scored 6 runs on 4 hits. They had the fortune of Waynesburg committing some errors in that third inning. 3 to be exact, which allowed them to push across more runs than without the errors. That one popped into the air first base side. And caught at first base by Haley Betalota. And that ends the third inning. So for Waynesburg, no runs scored on 1 hit in that half inning, and 1 runner was left on base. After 3 full innings, Westminster leads Waynesburg 6-3. Going to the top of the 4th. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. PACathletics.org/watch. I'm Nicholas Callas. The 4th inning is here. Westminster leads 6-3. Coming into this half inning, 8-9 one-hitters due up for Westminster. Jasmine Woodings, Ashley Wire, and Brooke Atkins. The infield's playing in on Ashley Wire, or excuse me, on Jasmine Woodings, who takes a strike, counts 0-1. Jasmine Woodings at the plate, getting her first plate appearance of the game in here today. She did not play in game 1. That one fouled off, counts now 0-2. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. Westminster won game 1 8-1. That pitch misses outside, counts 1-2. Again, Westminster won that first game 8-1 against Waynesburg. Westminster trailed this game 3-0 after the first inning, but then put up all 6 runs that they have in the third inning. Swing and a miss. So Jasmine Woodings down on strikes for out number 1.
Number 18, Ashley Wire.
So they'll bring up Ashley Wire with 1 out and the base is empty. The infield still playing in. Sharp line drive into left field for a base hit. Ashley Wire stops at first base with a sharp single to left field. Now to bring up the top of the order again, it's Brooke Atkins.
15, Brooke Atkins.
Atkins is 0 for 2 officially. She reached on an error last inning and stole a base, later came around to score. Slap hit on the ground, third base side. Ben Schroeder throws to Brookman for the out. So Atkins is out at first base, but advancing from first to second on the out, Ashley Wire, so she's in scoring position with 2 outs. And Lexi Yates comes to the plate in a run scoring position. On the ground, third base side, but foul. Counts 0-1. For Westminster, 6 runs scored on 4 hits. 1 error. That one misses inside. For Waynesburg, 3 runs scored on 6 hits, 3 errors committed. On the ground, left side, foul, so this plate appearance stays alive. Lexi Yates batting with 2 outs and Ashley Wire in scoring position out there at second base. Westminster didn't get a hit in the first 2 innings, but then put up 6 runs on 4 hits in the third inning and had some help from Waynesburg. Waynesburg committed 3 errors in the third inning. Westminster now with 5 total hits in the game, since Ashley Wire got a single in the 4th here. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Here's the pitch to Yates, inside and low, picked up by Bryn Hunter. Counts even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the top of the 4th inning, Westminster leads this softball game by 3. Line up and pitch from Emma Kubalak. That one's hit the air down the left field line. And that'll be caught out in left field by Hannah Batovsky. So Lexi Yates flies out to end the 4th inning. So for Westminster, no runs scored on a hit, and 1 runner left on base after 3.5 innings. It's Westminster 6, Waynesburg 3. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball here on the PAC Digital Network. I'm Nicholas Callas. 9-1-2 hitters due up for Waynesburg in this bottom of the 4th inning. Emma Kubalak, Hannah Batovsky, and Bryn Hunter. Pitch called a strike on Kubalak, counts 0-1. Kubalak struck out in her first at bat, which was back in inning number 2. That one fouled back. Now the count is no balls and 2 strikes. Waynesburg got 5 of its 6 hits in the first inning. Pushed across 3 runs in that first inning. The only runs that it scored to this point. That one's outside. Now the count 1-2. But it's the bottom of the 4th inning of a 7-inning game. Game 2 of a 2-game set today between these 2 teams. Westminster won the first game by 7 runs. And Westminster leads this game by 3 up to this point. Grounded to second, played by Mia Greco. Throws to first for the out, so Emma Kubalak now 0 for 2. And Waynesburg is through 2 full lineups now on offense. Here comes Hannah Batovsky getting her 3rd plate appearance of the game in here. Batovsky in this game is 0 for 2. She grounded out to third in the first inning and then reached on an error in the second. Chopped on the ground toward the third base side. That throw is not in time. That's an infield single for Hannah Batovsky, her first hit of the game. Good effort from Lattès at third base. Mackenzie Lattès made a clean play, but Batovsky too quick. So Batovsky on first with 1 out. And here comes Bryn Hunter, Waynesburg's catcher. Bryn Hunter is 0 for 2. A couple of fly ball outs. Bunts this one, though, on the ground, third base side. Touched by Lattès in foul territory, so it is a foul ball, strike 1. Bryn Hunter popped out to shortstop in her first at bat, which was in the first inning, and then in the second inning, she flew out to center field. Still an overcast sky. here at the Waynesburg University softball field. 60 degrees and the wind has been in and out. Not much faster than 5 miles per hour, though. That one in the gap. Atkins runs in, and Atkins makes the catch out in left center field. A running catch. Had some range to make that play. And Bryn Hunter is out now for the third time this game. She's 0 for 3.
Third baseman, number 14, Reagan Bench.
Hannah Batovsky had to retreat back to first base, so she remains there with 2 outs. And here's Reagan Benschoter, who's 1 for 1 officially. She doubled in the first inning, then reached on a walk in the second. Liz Mousak still doing the pitching for Westminster. She allowed 3 runs in the first inning, but that's been Waynesburg's run production to this point. Waynesburg hasn't scored since the first. Waynesburg has scored 3 runs on 7 hits off of Liz Mousak. Mousak has walked 1 and struck out 2. That one fouled off, count even 1-1 on Reagan Benschoter. Benschoter's a sophomore on this Waynesburg team from Newark, Ohio, went to Granville High School. Strike 2 called. Mousak ahead in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hannah Batovsky on first base. Westminster leads Waynesburg 6-3 in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mousak into the windup, the pitch. Outside, counts now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Batovsky's a quick runner on first base, so a ball in the gap could very well score Batovsky. Pop fly, foul territory on the first base side. It's played at first base by Haley Betalota. And that ends Waynesburg's offensive half of the 4th. For Waynesburg, no runs scored on 1 hit and 1 runner left on base. After 4 full innings, Westminster leads Waynesburg 6-3. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. I'm Nicholas Callas. You can find some streams of sports around the conference at pacathletics.org/watch. And for most information among sports in the President's Athletic Conference, go to pacathletics.org. 1 pitch ground ball single for Haley Betalota. She reaches first. 2nd hit that Betalota's had in this game off of Emma Kubalak. So runner on first, nobody out. Here's Mackenzie Lattès. Mackenzie Lattès is 0 for 2. Grounded out to shortstop in her first at bat and then reached on a fielder's choice in her second. That was a deep fly ball to left. Batovsky misplayed the ball, though, and that'll go down as another error. Waynesburg's 4th error of the game. Batovsky had a beat on it, but could not reel it in. So advancing from first to second on the play, Betalota, and reaching first on the error, Mackenzie Lattès. That one inside, counts 1-0. Top of the 5th inning, Westminster leads 6-3 in this softball game against Waynesburg. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. At the plate now is Leah Pancake, who popped out to second base in her first at bat and then hit a sacrifice fly in her most recent. Grounded to third, Benschoter throws to Lober covering first. So the out recorded. So Leah Pancake out at first, but on the play, Haley Betalota advances to third, and Mackenzie Lattès advances to second. So both runners in scoring position for the designated player in the lineup, Riley Lewis. Pop fly and foul behind home plate. That's strike 1. This is game 2 of a 2-game set. Westminster won game 1 8-1. Westminster is also 3-0 against Waynesburg now this season. Westminster, the second place team of 10 teams in the PAC. Waynesburg is 9 of 10. Lined into the right center field for a base hit. Bliss comes up with it, throws in, straight to home. Bryn Hunter takes it. And that throw keeps the runners from advancing no more than 1 base. But on the play, Haley Betalota scores from third base. Advancing from second to third, Mackenzie Lattès. And aboard at first with her second hit of the game in 3 at-bats, Riley Lewis. And with that, now a substitution. Pinch runner coming into the game for Westminster. Jan Redinger talking to the home plate umpire, making an official substitution. So Riley Lewis is being pinch ran for by Bailey Griffith. Bailey Griffith started game 1 in right field and started this game on the bench in game 2. That one fouled off for strike 1. But it's Liz Malsack at the plate. Liz Malsack, the only one in this game to this point to bat 2 times in the same inning. And in both of her at-bats, she got singles. It's outside. Count is even at 1-1. It's now 7-3. Westminster leads Waynesburg. The top of the 5th inning. Waynesburg hasn't scored since the first inning. Westminster got 6 of their 7 runs in the third. That one lined into the left. 1 run's going to come around and score as Butovsky gets that ball in. Mackenzie Lattès scores from third base. Advancing from first to second is Bailey Griffith. And aboard at first with her 3rd single of the game, Liz Malsack. And now here's Jasmine Woodings. That ball got away from Bryn Hunter briefly. Advancing to third on the play, Bailey Griffith, and advancing from first to second, Liz Malsack. Slap hit toward the middle of the infield, bobbled by Kara May, and she picked it up, elected to go to third, but the runner called safe at third base. So Kara May tried to get the out at third and could not. Jasmine Woodings reaches on a fielder's choice. Scoring from third base, Bailey Griffith. Advancing from second to third, Liz Malsack. And Jasmine Woodings on first. Runners on the corners with 1 out. Sharp ground ball. Kara May can't make the play. It gets between her legs and goes into left field. 1 run will come around to score. The throw in from Butovsky, and the tag is not applied by Reagan Benschoter. As a matter of fact, the tag was applied and the field umpire made the call out at third base. But Liz Malsack scores from third base. Jasmine Woodings thrown out trying to advance from first to third. Ashley Wire credited with an RBI single, and she advanced to second on the throw. So now here's Brooke Atkins, who grounds to the pitcher. The throw is in the dirt. 1 run comes around to score, and nobody's covering second. And let me correct myself as well. Ashley Wise reached base on an error by the shortstop, Kara May. On that play,
Number 27, Lexi Yates.
Brooke Atkins grounded that one on the infield, and an errant throw allowed for her to reach and then advance to second. On that play, Ashley Wire scores from second base. And I haven't updated you on the score in a while, but I'm sure you can see it on your screen. 11-3 is the score. It's now an 8-run game. 2 outs, top of the 5th. And Lexi Yates is the 9th hitter to come to the plate for Westminster in this half inning. Swinging a line drive over the head of Kara May for a hit. Brooke Atkins being sent home. The throw is cut off by Emma Kubalak. And another run produced by Westminster. Scoring from second base, Brooke Atkins. And Lexi Yates is aboard at first base with an RBI single. Waynesburg has struggled with errors in this entire game. 3 errors in the third inning, and in this inning, Waynesburg has committed 2. And a new pitcher into the game now for Waynesburg. The same pitcher that came in relief of game 1. It's Shea Giese. But this is the second time in this game that Westminster has had all 9 batters in the lineup come to the plate in a single inning. Haley Betalota is the one that's scheduled to hit next. She singled and later scored in her first at bat in this 5th inning. But Shea Giesey's on the mound now. Shea Giesey is a freshman from Barnesville, Ohio, went to Monroe Central High School. And a freshman on this team standing at 5'5". She came in relief of Ella Brookman in game 1. It was in the 6th inning. Now she's pitching an inning earlier than last, pitching in the 5th inning with 2 outs and a runner on first base. Westminster has pushed across 6 runs in this top of the 5th inning, and Westminster now leads by 12. Excuse me. Westminster has 12 runs and now leads by 9. Lexi Yates on first base. 2 outs. Betalota's at the plate. High fly ball, right field. Back toward the wall. That ball is gone for a home run. Westminster continues to pour it on in the top of the 5th inning. Scoring from first base, Lexi Yates, and Betalota scores on the home run that she hit. It's now 14-3. Westminster leads. Still 2 outs, top of the 5th. Westminster has pushed across 8 runs in this top of the 5th inning. And here comes the 11th hitter of this half inning to the plate for Westminster. It's Mackenzie Lattès. Lattès is 0 for 3 in this game. She reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd inning. Let's start at the 2nd. She grounded out to shortstop in the 2nd, reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd, and then reached on an error earlier in this inning. Later came around to score. So of the 11 hitters that have come to the plate for Westminster, we'll actually go with the previous 10 that already have recorded at bats or plate appearances. Only the 2 outs have not come around to score. High fly ball. Center field, under it is Schaefer. Schaefer makes the catch. And this massacre by Westminster in the 5th inning finally comes to a conclusion. So for Westminster, 11 batters came to the plate, and 8 of them came around to score. After 4.5 innings, Westminster leads Waynesburg 14-3. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. You're watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network. I'm Nicholas Callas. Westminster playing Waynesburg, and Westminster leading by a significant margin. Scores 14-3. Bottom of the 5th inning is here. Line drive by Emily Schaefer. Diving stop by Yates at shortstop, but that effort only keeps the ball in the infield. Emily Schaefer in her first. Emily Schaefer gets her first hit of the game. Schaefer replaced Kayla Alderson earlier on. Schaefer now playing center field, and the outfield for Waynesburg got moved around after that substitution. But Emma Bliss on the ground. Yates can't make the play. That gets into the outfield. I mean, errors have been present in this game. Westminster has now made a couple. Waynesburg's somewhere around 5 errors in the game. Ella Brookman will bat with 2 on and nobody out. Advancing from first to second on the play, Emily Schaefer, and aboard at first. On the error, Emma Bliss. Fly ball in the 3rd pitch of the inning. Out to Woodings in right. Catch made, no tag. Or excuse me, the tag was, Emily Schaefer did tag at second, but does not decide to advance. So that's out number 1 on the fly out to right. Here comes Sydney Sine, and hopefully if I can get this in, there's a new left fielder into the game for Westminster. It's Tori Bowersock, freshman utility player, who comes in for Ashley Wire. That it's a soft line drive out to right, gets past Woodings in right field. 1 run will come around to score. Second runner being waved. The throw in is too late. Emily Schaefer scores from second. Emma Bliss scores from first. Sydney Sine is aboard at second base with an RBI hit. And it's now a 14-5 ball game. Waynesburg hasn't scored since inning number 1. They've put up 2 here in the 5th, but still trailing by a significant margin. It's 14-5 now, bottom of the 5th. And Lauren Lober pops that pitch up on the infield. Pitcher Liz Mousak calls for it and makes the catch. So that's out number 2. And coming to bat for her first plate appearance of the game is Shea Giese. Shea Giese came into pitch for Emma Kubalak in the top of the 5th inning, and since the pitcher's spot is in the lineup, Shea Giese will get the opportunity to bat. Waynesburg is driven in 2 runs. There are 2 outs, and there's a runner on second base. Pitch from Mousak is a bit too low. Counts 1-0. Westminster scored 6 runs in the 3rd inning and 8 runs in the 5th inning, totaling there are 14 total. That pitch called a strike. Counts 1-1. Waynesburg scored 3 in the 1st inning on 5 hits with 2 outs. Waynesburg had the early lead. Then Westminster came around, sent 10 batters to the plate in the 3rd inning, scored 6, and then at the top of the 5th inning, 11 batters came to the plate, and 8 of them scored. 1-2 pitch. Strike 3 called over the outside edge. Giese down on strikes to end the 5th inning. And because the run rule states that if a team is winning by 8 runs or more after 5 innings, that the game comes to a conclusion. So the final score 14-9. Waynesburg lost by 9 runs to Westminster in this game. I mean, it did look promising at first for Waynesburg. A couple quick outs in the bottom of the 1st inning, but Waynesburg strung together 5 2-out hits to push across 3 runs. Emma Kubalak hadn't given up a hit through 2 innings, but the 3rd inning is where Waynesburg struggled. 3 errors were committed in that inning. Westminster got 4 hits, got to reach on 3 errors by Waynesburg, and ended up pushing across 6 runs after 10 hitters came to the plate. The 4th inning was rather quiet for both teams, but then in the 5th, Westminster added to its lead in a big way. Westminster scored 8 runs from 11 batters that came to the plate. Haley Betalota hit a home run. She had 2 hits in the 5th inning. One was a single and one was a home run. The only other player to get 2 hits in the same inning was Liz Mousak, who had 2 singles in the 3rd inning. But nothing more to say about that. Emma Kubalak gets the loss for Waynesburg after pitching into the 5th inning. Liz Mousak gets the win after pitching the entirety of this game that ended in 5 innings because of the mercy rule. But Mousak gave up 5 runs. Would have been worse if her team hadn't scored 14 in total, but that's the final score of this one. Final score 14-5. Westminster beats Waynesburg. Westminster has swept the set today, winning both games 1 and 2, and Westminster has completed the series sweep. Westminster won the 2 games that these two played in New Wilmington on March the 23rd, and Westminster has beaten Waynesburg in the 2 games at Waynesburg today, Saturday, April the 24th. Well, that'll pretty much do it from the Waynesburg University softball field. The doubleheader has concluded. I'm Nicholas Callas. Once again, the final score of Game 1, Westminster beat Waynesburg 8-1. And in this second game, the Westminster Titans 14, the Waynesburg Yellow Jackets 5. Again, I'm Nicholas Callas saying so long. You've been watching President's Athletic Conference Softball on the PAC Digital Network.